I am, God, I'm excited about our team. I love my team. There's a great toughness about them. They had game pressure on them. Had to do tough stuff to win against a very good offensive team. And I think we grew some more. We grew in Brooklyn. We grew in this situation. I think the thing that I look at is that field goal percentage defense against a gifted offensive team to keep it at 38. I thought that was a big, big difference. And a lot of guys made big plays to help us win, and they need some rest, and then we'll crank it up again over the weekend.
You know what you're going to get from Bonzi and Steve, but what does it mean for you to have Marty come take that step and be a presence without the early foul trouble, and he comes in the second half and changes it around?
Big night for him. You know, I mean, you could say Brooklyn was the Matty Farrell coming out. Tonight, I think it was for Martin. You know, to come in there, he doesn't get distracted because of fouls. And we subbed him for Bonds on that out-of-bounds under. It changed the whole complexion of the game because he was physically defending that big guy, rebounding for us. Something for him to grow on, and thrilled for him. He deserves it because he's done everything we've asked him to do this year.
Scored 92 points, and it kind of seemed like actually I was playing pretty good defense for the first 30 minutes at least.
Yeah, they're a gifted offensive group. I thought we were a little excited to play here, and what a great atmosphere, by the way. Our fans, what a great crowd. You know, that's that ACC crowd. Our students were great, and we were a little excited to play in that atmosphere. I thought we forced some plays. I think we had 11 turnovers at halftime, but to kind of methodically do what we needed to do, and obviously the foul line is an unbelievable weapon for us. I just think we're the best in the country from there. We get there, and then we capitalize when we get there.
Mike, you had now a couple of games in the last week or so where you really had to take a punch, lost a lead, and came back. I'm kind of interested in the huddle conversations as that's happening.
Yeah.
And is it calm? Is it intense?
You know, it really is. It's calm. You know, it started with Northwestern down 6. That timeout. Steve and Matty Farrell kind of were the ones talking, been here before, very poised. I try not to talk too much. This is a group that's, you know, with your veteran guys, I kind of like how they've taken ownership of themselves. And I thought tonight, you know, they were great about talking about stuff at the media timeouts, even at halftime. I mean, you know, we go in, total loss of momentum. I got on them a little bit about turnovers. I think there's a great poise in how they talk to each other in intense times, which helps us.
Mike, talking about getting on them about turnovers, you're up 15 with 3:25 to go. They go on a 13-0 run. So what are your emotions during that time?
Yeah.
Walking to the line?
Yeah, and, you know, we deserved to get the dagger on the 3 in the corner. You know, we were just a mess. And, you know, I just got on my set. I don't understand. We can't even make an entry pass on that last set. We just threw it away and got on them a little bit about that. But, you know, try to remind them that you're not going to beat a Big Ten team in the first half. You're not. I mean, they're going to make a run. They're a gifted offensive team. And I said, you know, it's going to be, you know, 40 minutes. We got to get off to a good start in the second half. I'm really proud of that. We defended early in the half. We got the ball to Bonds at some spots. We executed some sets. And I thought between our offensive execution and our defense, it gave us some breathing room again to believe early in the second half.
It got you back to being normal Notre Dame basketball
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
You're not going to look at the stat sheet very often and see 14 turnovers and 11 assists.
I know. We you know, that's we don't see that much. We really don't. But, you know, when you're playing Big Ten teams and ACC teams and Big East teams, you know, you're not going to be ringing up 25-6, you know, like we've done in some of the guarantee games. I'm realistic about that. And I think I probably did a better job helping them with some entries in the second half. I don't know if I was as good as I needed to be to get them in some offensive movement where guys didn't have to force a play. We forced some plays in the first half.
What allowed Rex and Steve to be so successful in defending John?
They were fabulous. And, you know, Rex Pfluger was fabulous tonight. You know, he really was chasing Jock most of the night. And that is such a luxury to have that guy come in, know who he is, just guard like a son of a gun. You know, it frees Steve up to go do the offensive stuff that he did and kind of take over the game when we needed to. But I thought they were really good with their routes. They made him a two-point shooter for the most part. They made him put it on the floor. Our bigs did a good job helping. You know, their guys are screening. They got out. A couple times we switched. It was a team awareness. But when you have Rex Pfluger dogging you, it's exhausting. I mean, it's exhausting when he is working you through a set, through anything.
And then why is Bonzi such a difficult player to defend?
You know, I don't know. He is the ultimate warrior. He is a great competitor. There's an edge about him. He gives you confidence. He gives his teammates confidence, kind of like he did the first time I threw him in a game in Atlanta, Georgia. He had all those old guys believing we could win on the road. They carried him out. He was fabulous. There's a great edge about him. I think we're still learning how to put him in different spots. We started the half getting him touches at the elbow and kind of clearing out. He had a bucket. He got to the foul line. It gave us a little bit of, rhythm on the offensive end. Still trying to figure out where to put him. But as far as getting balls off the backboard, both offensively and defensive rebound, it's clinic type stuff. He's just a warrior. He's a warrior. He needs 2 days off, though.
Pretty good night from the free throw line.
Yeah.
30 of 33, and Martin is the 2. I mean, that's.
Yeah. We've been, I don't know where we are nationally. I know we're leading the ACC. We four? Yeah. We're it's an unbelievable weapon. It really is. And the thing is, we get there too. We have a feel for the game. When we get to the bonus, we start driving a little more. We talk about it and let's start driving it. That hand check, boom. You get a good block out. We had a couple key free throws on just strong rebounds where they reacted and kind of hit our guys, and we go down and it's a heck of a way to build in a game when maybe you're not shooting it as well. Even though we shot 47% from the floor.
Why was it such a struggle early for VJ, and as quiet as he was the first 32 minutes, how nice was it
Yeah.
for him to erupt the last?
Well, you know what? I think I need to do a better job getting him open and making sure our big guys are screening off the ball. We didn't do a very good job in the first half screening off the ball for Steve or VJ. Second half, we ran some stuff and got him going. And, I give him credit. He was poised and hung in there and didn't force anything, and then all of a sudden was able to really deliver.
Looks like he took a call he wasn't very happy with, and, as I said to him in there, remind me not to piss you off, because he really went off on that, and Pfluger may be getting treatment on his hand while he's at it.
Yeah, he definitely he showed great emotion. I thought down the stretch. He made that one and he turned to me and get me the ball. Point taken. We are going to get you the ball. Absolutely, I feel you. And I talked about the big three. It's kind of becoming the big four. Matt Farrell has kind of joined that club. Those four guys, and again, you get back to all the big game situations they've been in and have figured out ways to win most of the time. They really believe. And you could see us kind of going for the juggler in the second half. And, God, I love that about our group. It's a great trait that has been grown through experiences of playing in big games.
Is Farrell's practice demeanor even different than it was, say, before Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think I think he needed to play well here, though. I don't know. He's not always played great here, and he hadn't had as many opportunities, though, either. But I thought tonight for him, what's he go, 5 for 12, shot it. He shot it better. He hunted his shot.
He was bemoaning the 5 turnovers.
Yeah, that'll stick in his craw a little. There's no question. But he's got to attack for us. He's got to go, and we're going to live with. I told him we're going to live with some turnovers from you because you got to go. And he gets in there sometimes so quick and makes plays. He's going to turn it over a little bit. But I thought it was key for him. I thought in the second half, big jump shots behind the ball screen, kind of feeling it, a little bit like Brooklyn, and it's the first time he's kind of been in that role here, so neat to see him do it here.
Mike, what are you doing to keep Matt Ryan? 8 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
At Chicago State. What's his role going?
Be ready to practice. Be ready to go practice tomorrow. It was a night where we rode our veteran guys. Even TJ Gibbs, he really did give us good minutes in the first half. He had the one little turnover. But, you know, it was kind of a night for our veteran guys, the way that second half was going and the way Matt Farrell was playing. But those guys, it's our job and the assistant's job to keep their heads up because, they're going to be back through there. It's just was one of those nights. But we need Matt. I mean, it was he didn't really get a look. They did a good job taking him away. The other night he got all these looks. People lost him. But what I do like about Matt Ryan is, he competes, he flies around on the defensive end. He doesn't hurt you as a rebounder. I think he can become a good rebounder so we can play him as a second big.
What's the secret formula against the Big Ten? Got a secret formula?
I don't know. What are we in the last
6 and 7 last 3 years.
8-1 the last 3 years? We should have joined that league. Jack, can we? No, we're staying right here. I don't know. I hope we got one more in us down there in Indy. But we've been good against them. And obviously when you live out here in Big Ten country, that's very helpful. I can go to breakfast tomorrow in public and walk right past all the Big Ten people again. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the weekend.